Hey there everyone, Hitesh here and welcome to another video on Materialize CSS Crash Course. In this video, we're going to be creating our folder structure that's going to be good for our project, as well as we'll be implementing some of the actual functional working. So let's go ahead and get started, and just like always, I like to keep the video short and precise so that you can also follow along. So I've created a new folder on my desktop. This says LCO Cafe M because it's a Materialize. And I've also got a few images in it. Now these images are custom designed that we have got, but not of a big deal. They are pretty easy, super easy to get them. If you want to follow all of these, I will, once we are done with this project, I'll link a GitHub repo of this entire project and you can download and use all of these images exactly. But if you want to use something else, I do host a lot of free images here on pexels.com/@HiteshChaudhary. And these are some of the images which I clicked during free time at home or during my travel. And all of these images are absolutely free for any commercial work. So feel free to enjoy and have a lot of them. Okay. So these are the few things that you have to have, and let's go ahead and create the folder structure. So we have got images. We will need a folder for the CSS. I'll keep it as lower CSS, and we need another folder which is going to be for JS, or aka JavaScript. Now make sure you open this folder just by dragging and dropping in a VS Code or any code editor that you're using. I'm using this guy, so I'll just keep it there. Now this is the basic folder structure. Now let's go ahead and create a simple index.html there. Index.html, there we go. We'll be firing up the emmet and looks great. So we're gonna be simply saying, here in the document that says coffee king. There we go. Looks great. And so far, now we have to collect a few of the resources that are going to be required. So let's go ahead and first grab a whole bunch of them. If you want to use any of the Google fonts that you are looking forward, you definitely can go to fonts.google.com, can add these fonts, and it gives you an import way. So just go ahead and simply click on this plus icon here and then select all of the fonts. The font that we are selecting for this project are Brie Serif as well as Pacifico. Pacifico gives you a bit of cursive style that can be used for in place of logo if you don't have that. So I'm going to just copy that, and feel free to add as many of the fonts that you would like to have in your project. They don't really consume much of the resources. So just below or just above the head, I like to insert this Google font here. So there we go. And I would also like to mark a simple message here which says Google font, and I'll comment that. Oops. There we go. So Google fonts are now being inserted, and we will need a couple of more things here. So go on to Materialize. Inside the components, you'll see the icons. In case you want to use any of the icons, just like here, they're pretty beautiful, looks pretty awesome, and it's pretty easy to actually edit them. So I'm going to be using that. So go ahead and copy this icon, and we'll come up here and we'll insert the icons here. Let's go ahead and have it. So I'm going to say M icons for materialized icons. This is there. So save that. So icons are all done. Then we need two of the stuff to be inserted. These are the CDN links in case you want to use the Materialize. Of course, that's why we are here. We need to insert its CSS as well as a minified version of the JavaScript in case you want to use some of the JavaScript component. So let's first grab the CSS links. So I'm going to just copy that and bring that up here. And I would like to insert just below here. So I'm going to say actual M, which is actual Materialize CSS. There we go. It's all being inserted. And we would also need this JavaScript. So let's go ahead and bring in the JavaScript as well. There we go. Copy that and paste it up here just below the body. We're going to simply say M script. There we go. Having a comment. There we go. So this is being inserted, and we are also going to need a jQuery as well. And of course, the jQuery needs to load up before this entire Materialize so that we can take advantage of it. There are a whole lot of CDN links and resources through which you can have your jQuery. I would like to use the CDN.js because it's pretty reliable, very fast too. Feel free to use any of them. And yes, we can have a good debate here that why we are using JavaScript or why we are not using the jQuery and a whole bunch of other things. A lot of people don't like to use JavaScript because sometimes it bulks up the code quite a lot. So feel free to discard that, and there are two ways, one using the jQuery, one without using to. So feel free to have it. I would like to keep things simple because this is the very first project and I would like to use the jQuery in this one. I would like to grab a script tag of it. It's being copied. I'll move up here and I'll just add a jQuery here. jQuery goes here and paste that. There we go. So jQuery is now being inserted. A whole lot of things are inserted, yet we are not doing even much of the stuff as of now. Now, once all of these things are done, I would like to include some of the stuff here. So inside my JS folder, I would like to create a new file. Feel free to call it anything. I'm going to call this as loader.js, call it as init.js, loader.js, however you like to go. Just make sure you call it something, and we need to insert or kick that inside here as well. So we're going to call this as simply custom JS, because this is the exact point where we are going to initialize and insert those carousels and models and a whole bunch of things. Let's go ahead and have a script. Source is going to be inside the JS folder, loader.js. There we go. Similarly, we are going to kick in some of this custom CSS as well. Let's go ahead and insert that. We're going to say style.css, and we need to kick that into, and just at the end of it, make sure it's at the end of it so that you can overwrite your Materialize CSS. So we're going to say custom CSS, and let's have a CSS. So link colon CSS, and this one is inside the CSS folder, style.css. There we go. Looks nice. Okay, a whole lot of things just to do, and yes, I know some of you would love to have a boilerplate code so that all of these things can kick in, but now it's going to make our life much easier. So let's go ahead and write a little bit of the code here. It's not going to be much. So what the plan is, since we have seen that almost at every link we are putting up some of the modal windows where we click on it, it says link is disabled right now. We want to first design that, and we want to kick the jQuery in, as well as the whole bunch of other things so that we can have it. So first and foremost, I'd like to have a section, and this is going to have a class of info modal. There we go. Why we are keeping it that way? Because usually we like to keep all the divisions and everything inside a section so that if we want to target and write customized CSS into it, it's pretty easy to target them. So that's why we are having it. This has nothing to do with the Materialize CSS. Now we're going to have a div which is going to have an ID of modal3. Again, feel free to call this ID as anything. Make sure you just remember that, and that's the important 3. We are also going to have a class of modal here. Now this ID will be useful for us to toggle these modal pop-ups. This class modal is kicking in directly from the Materialize CSS. So that's the thing importantly to know about it. Then inside that, we are going to create a div which is going to have a class of modal-content. This class is directly kicking in from the Materialize CSS again, and it will help us to just make everything look beautiful by default. We're going to have a simple h4 which is going to have an ID again, which is going to be info-modal-heading. Again, we have nothing to do with this class or ID again. This is being kicked in by the Materialize again. We're going to say link disabled. So all the links are being disabled. And after that, we will have a simple paragraph with an ID of info-modal-content. So if you want to place any content here, you can definitely place it up here. I'm going to write a simple statement here that says, sorry, all links are disabled as of now, or something like that. Let's just save this. Looks pretty good. Okay. So this division is containing the link disabled heading as well as the content of the modal window. Now, one more important thing that we have to have it is how we are going to close this modal window. So we can do that simply by having a simple div, which is going to have a class of modal-footer. There we go. And inside that, I would like to create a link, which is going to have some of the classes. The most important class is a modal-close. This class automatically is going to close the modal window, And that's going to be kicked in by the JavaScript, which we are going to write in a minute. So first and foremost, let's add a couple of more class, which is going to be waves dash effect, which is again by the Materialize, not the Bootstrap. And we are going to have a simple btn dash flat. There are a whole lot of buttons that we can grab, and I'm just going to write simply it goes nowhere, so hash there, and I'm going to simply say close. There we go. Now, of course, this is not going to be kicking in. So let me open the live server here. And there we go. As we can see, it goes nothing. It does nothing. So first and foremost, we need to write a bit of JavaScript so that this modal window actually can work. So first and foremost, let's go up here and go on to loader.js. The very first thing that we saw in the documentation was, first and foremost, let's go ahead and say document and dot ready. Oops, not that. Ready, and we have to write simple function there. So this is almost like a callback function. There we go. Now inside this function, we saw in the Materialize Bootstrap, not Materialize Bootstrap, in the Materialize that here we say anything like modal. This is what kicks in. So we have written just exactly the outer part of it. Now, if we want this modal to be enabled, we can simply go ahead, copy this, and can enter it. If we want something else, for example, if we will be using some of more things here like parallax, so we can go ahead and simply grab this inside value and come back here and can enable the parallax just like that. But there's going to be a little bit more about these modal that we have to write a bit of customized JavaScript here. That's not much. Majority of the work is done by the Materialize, just we have to initialize a few things. So we're going to say function, and that function is known as toggle modal. There we go. And just like that. So we have to initialize an instance here. So let's go ahead and initialize that. M for Materialize, it's already being kicked in, and that has a simple modal. And then we can simply have a get instance. And again, this is there as well, but it's buried a little bit deep in the documentation. I just want to show you because it's easier, much more easier here. Now, all you have to do is simply grab this $sign and target a simple modal. So how we can target this modal? Remember, when we were designing this entire modal, we have given it a class, which was simply saying a modal3, not the class, but actually the ID. You can definitely target with the classes as well, but it's easier for all of these models and pop-up that you target them through these IDs. So whatever the ID you have named it here, you grab that up, and if it is ID, use hash. If it is class, use dot. Recommended way is using this, and then paste that here. Now you have an instance that you have grabbed of that particular model. All you have to do is simply say instance dot open. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Rest of the things, the toggling feature is going to be managed automatically because we have a dedicated button inside here, which actually is responsible for modal close. Now it's time that we give it a little bit of a try, not much with the way that we want to have it, but still we are going to be giving it. Let's go ahead, go up here inside, just like here. I will give a better way of using this later on, but right now I just want to have an anchor tag. And what we are going to do in this, let's it go nowhere. I'm going to say click me, and we will be adding a bit more here. So first and foremost, I like to add a property which is going to be on click, and then we have to just use this guy here, which is toggle modal. Copy that, and there we go, and make sure this runs here. Just like that. So hopefully things are going to be all good. If not, we will be fixing them up. Let's go ahead and see how this is looking up. And there we go. We have a click me at the very top. If I click it, we can see the modal, but we have a data target here which says close. It closes the modal window. So there we go. So we are grabbing the instance and we are closing it out. There we go. So this looks all great. And let me show you one more thing. What happens if I don't have this function? If I don't have this function, then it's going to be tricky. Surely there are other ways of kicking in directly from here, but this is the most easiest one. Surely there are more ways. So don't put in the comment section, hey, can we do it that way, this way? This is the easiest one I could have found out. There we go. We have designed a simple toggle in this video, which is looking pretty decent, pretty fantastic actually. And one of the job is done for toggling of that, and that's it. In the next video, we'll start writing more of the code to enable our nav bar, and we'll be working from there. That's it for this one. Let's catch up in the next one.